Sometimes it's good to just dance.
Welcome to the Good Stuff Family Podcast. I'm Dawn Kendrick, and I am so glad you're here. These are stories from the perspective of a news reporter on a next-level assignment. Everyone has a story. Stories of hope, resilience, and how we believe God weaves people, relationships, opportunities, all of it for good. For many of us, faith leads our steps, others not so much. But that is what makes this growing Good Stuff family great. We know the journey is better together. Welcome to the family.
Well, I got a suggestion. Sometimes it's good to just dance. Come along.
Good morning. It's Friday morning, August 9th. And Friday morning means we're back around the gratitude table, the virtual gratitude table, in which we chat about stories and happenings in the past week that uplifted our hearts, encouraged our spirits. And so today, we have a packed schedule, but I wanted to bring in my friend Ruthie. Ruthie Sprecher is how she is listed in my contacts. She has been a godsend friend since the second we met at a Koinonia retreat, including right up till yesterday when she called at like divine design right when I needed her. And I thought, let's just chat this out, because that's what we do on Fridays. We chat about things that we, things that uplift us and things that we struggle through, and we do it together. So I'm bringing in my Ruthie right now. Hi, Ruthie. Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning, my doll Dawn. I love you. How are you?
You know what? I'm good. I'm good this morning. I started out here. We'll put Ruthie. There you go. And let me just move. See, that's the thing. On Friday morning, we just give ourselves the grace to not have the camera on and just speak genuinely. So, yeah, the rest of obviously the stories we do are video streams with the person live, but we give ourselves grace, right, Ruthie? Because I'm guessing you don't look as beautiful as this picture right this moment.
Yes, I have my reading glasses on, and I have my pajamas on right now, and nice and comfortable with my devotion stuff on the couch, and doggies all around me.
Oh, that's the best. Me too. Jammy still. And this morning, I woke up and I thought, because we were on the fence about if we could even do it this morning, and I felt like God said, do it, do the podcast, just show up, Could you do
Yeah.
it for me? And I'll give you grace if you don't. But yeah, so here we are. And I said, all right, God, I'm going to put 2 feet on the floor. That's my prayer always. Guide my steps. This morning I put 2 feet into my slipper to find out the cat puked in it.
That's not funny.
It is pretty funny. And I was like, seriously?
It's funny, I could laugh, but I'm not trying to laugh at you.
Well, what do we do? Ruthie, we said yesterday, if we do this podcast this morning, we're going to talk about flipping the script and seeing God in everything. I know that's
Yes.
a stretch. It's a stretch, but okay. Hey, guess what? How nice of the cat to puke in the slipper instead of on the carpet. How about that flip of the script? Huh?
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go. God said, I want to wake you up this morning, and I'm going to do it that way. And I
exactly.
want you to
Let's just see.
refocus. Don't get distracted, my child. Refocus on me. Thy will be done, not my will.
Eyes up, daughter, not in your slipper right now because it's not pretty.
But let me tell you, the many moments in the morning where I wake up and say, okay, God, my mind is racing. I have lots going on. My anxiety is up. And I'm like, I'm so excited to get my coffee and have a quiet morning. And I'm telling you how many times it has happened where I go down the stairs and there is the doggy surprises in the kitchen. They couldn't wait to go outside. And I'm like, really, God? And that's the test. That's the test, right? Okay, just do this. And quiet time is coming, Ruth. It's okay. Don't get distracted. Don't lose your focus of me. And you, like you said, and you laugh, like in the Proverbs, she laughs at the days to come. We
Ooh,
laugh. We
ooh,
laugh and we
good,
don't cry.
good. I love that. And let's just go right. I actually have in my notes, we're gonna go down that road that since you were talking about the surprises, after I took care of the slipper debacle, anyone who listens regularly knows that the sprinklers at this house in St. Louis are on timers. So each of the 2 faucets have 4 spigots. Okay, follow me here. And if it sounds confusing, welcome to my world. That's my point. Okay, so that we are
Okay.
watering 8 places every half hour starting at 5 a.m. 5, then 5:30, 6. Okay, I have to check the sprinklers each time because every other day we're switching the position to cover 16 areas, if that makes sense. Okay,
Mhm.
and so this morning I'm up 5 till 5. I know the neighbors have to think I'm crazy. Like, look at her, there she is again out there, like a kid with the sprinklers, and the neighbor on the one side, the common yard, has a dog who I love, Riley, but she leaves surprises. It's outside. She's supposed to. That's where she goes. But it's dark, Ruthie. It's pitch dark, and I know that they're there. But I'm thinking, all right, if there's a gratitude part of this, at least they're not. I know they're not fresh because I can feel them. I'm stepping on the little again, that theme again. Really, really, and
Oh, how many times I have done that.
you brought it up. I'm like, that's hilarious, but it's an analogy, isn't it? Like poop happens, right?
Yes, it
It happens.
does.
All right, and I'm
And where do you
grateful.
ch and
Huh?
how do you choose to react? Are you gonna
Yes.
laugh or are you gonna be angry and like that's our right? There's
Yep.
the choice.
And I'm
There's the
grateful because I
choice.
love that Riley dog. I love her like my own. I'm sure the neighbors are, I give her treats and stuff. They're probably like, "Oh Lord, there. If she's not with the sprinkler, she's out with the dog." And here's the thing: you get wet when you're adjusting the sprinklers out there, so your clothes. So every half hour I'm out there, I'm in a different outfit, and they're like, "Look at her! I think she's doing wardrobe changes." I'm sure it's ridiculous, but I'm like, "All right, it's a beautiful morning," and I'm not just saying like that's what I want to talk to you about. We train our thoughts to flip
Mm.
it because the truth is it's this gorgeous morning out there. I wouldn't have been out there had I not had to do the sprinkler shenanigans. It's gorgeous in the stillness of it before the sun comes up. It's getting cooler. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I know, you're my friend who always directs me back to that. And you have conversations all day long with God, right?
Oh, absolutely. I've been on this journey where, like, I have a spiritual advisor that has just helped guide me through, like, just like in the Bible verse that says we have to take our thoughts captive. It doesn't mean just like, okay, when if you're struggling, well, just give it to God. This is that daily reprieve, constant, every minute, every second, every hour. Jesus is our friend. I'm talking to him throughout the day. And the moment I get into my self-will, the moment I get into my own Ruth wants what she wants, she's angry, she's afraid. God's like, no, no, no. When you get there, you keep talking to me. You talk to me like you're right next to me every moment. And I'm on this journey of surrender, constant talking, constant saying, okay, God, I'm afraid, and this is why. And I'm asking God for your help, for your guidance. And what do you have for me? What do you want me to do outside of my self-will in the midst of this thought? And I want to be led by him this time. I don't want to do it my way anymore because my way makes a mess. If I choose my way, I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to be blocked by God and do something that is not necessarily going to be God's will for my life. And there's that daily
Ooh,
challenge. It's like
yeah.
it's like a muscle. If you want to
Mm,
go to the gym and you want to get strong, you can't
mhm.
just go work out one day. This is that constant exercise.
Right. It is. I love everything you're saying, and I'm so glad that we even speaking of gratitude, that we have the opportunity to share this with whoever's listening, not just now, but the podcasts are available on the Good Stuff Family a page on YouTube with Dawn Kendrick, it's called, or Facebook. So if there's one person who can hear the downloads from up above that Ruthie has gotten, that's the essence of the good stuff. Together we're better together and we share it. So
Mhm.
thank you, my friend, for joining us, for sharing with everyone else what you do for me on a daily basis. Yesterday was so plugged in. I woke up with one of those mornings, let's just be honest, where I'm like, oh Lord, wh- uh you remember way back in the day, I'm going to date myself here, but when Ross Perot ran with Admiral Stockdale and he could never
Oh my
hear anything.
gosh.
And there was a Saturday Night Live skit where he goes, "Who am I? Why am I here?" It was one of those mornings, Ruthie, where I'm like, oh God, okay, there's a daunting to-do list. What is the purpose? And sometimes we get lost in that to-do list. And I had an 11 o'clock phone call, and I have a new friend from Joy 99 FM here, the Christian radio station, that was so divinely appointed that phone call in the way that she was such a gift for me. And immediately when I hung up that phone, the first thing I see is a text from you with this this picture that said it was list of all the people in the Bible who had to wait. And if you're waiting, it's a good thing. Tell me that he doesn't speak. He showed up for me in that new friend and in my Ruthie, who just seems to know when to text. If you're listening, you want to comment about, do you have friends like that, you guys, who just, they seem to know, like it's plugged in. They just seem to know. And for me, it's Ruthie and a whole list of friends who over the years, especially recently, you want to stay close to. So
Dawn, I just love you. I just adore you. And you know, it's funny. That's just God led, right? I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, I love this because I'm waiting on stuff in my own life that, I want answers now, but I'm exactly where I need to be. Like, this is
mm,
it. This is the plan. And I'm like, I'm just going to share this with people I love. So that was
yes.
it. I had no objective except just to show love. That's it. And now you're blessing me by saying, I needed that, Ruth. Thank you so much. Your timing is impact. I'm like, really, God? Like, that's how you work. That's the beauty of being selfless and
Yes.
sharing and being vulnerable, like being vulnerable to you and admitting that I'm struggling but I see how God shows up every moment.
Amen. Amen. And like we say, really, God, my nephew, when he was younger, he used to always go, wait, what? Wait, what? And I feel like some days I'm like, I'm sorry, God, wait, what?
Right?
Wait, what? I'm sorry. How in the world is this making sense? This challenge of these people we see who are up against it, So let's quickly, because we have a full schedule here. I've already taken up half the time because this is how you and I could do this all day long. This is what you sent me this morning. Okay. The daily verse, Philippians 2:13. For it is so
Mm.
God who works in you. No, wait. For it is God who works in you both to will and to work for his good pleasure. If you're listening in podcast mode, you can go to the Good Stuff Family with Don Kendrick on YouTube and see the graphics and the pictures. But what is the gist of that meditation this morning, Ruthie, that you did in your meditation?
Oh, well, this is from the Bible app. This is the day, this is the the verse of the day, right? And every morning, the big thing I do every morning is I read this like the verse of the day, and there's always a devotion that's set and explaining it. And like when I read it at first, I was like, wow, this is me. God's given us a role and assignment on this earth, and he's working within us. He's created us, he is within us. God made us. God put me here, put you here, Don, for a specific time in history for his plan and purpose. So he gave us a brain to think, a heart to beat, lungs to breathe, and of talents, abilities, and he gave us ears. All of this is part of the plan. And this is it. For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to work what pleases him. Not what I want. It all starts with God. We get to choose. We get to choose what we're doing. And this is like that prayer. Okay, God, what do you have for me to do today? Give me your guidance, give me your power, give me your love and your plan. For I want what you want for my life. I don't want what I want for my life because what I want for my life isn't going to be good. It's only going to be good if it's you. So
Amen.
who do you want me to be for? Who do you want me to work for? Who do you want me to serve today?
Preach, Ruthie, preach. There it
I
is.
just love you.
There it is. And again, if you're listening, this is the encouragement from Ruthie and I. The best stuff comes from the brokenness. We know it. Look at the Bible. So if you're listening, you're not alone. If you're struggling, you're not alone. And of all the things that we don't know, I know this. I know we're better together. So I'm glad to have you along today. If you're inspired by this, share it as well. Maybe there's someone on your heart. So Ruthie, my not old friend, we go back a bit.
Well, it feels like we've been friends for, 20 plus years. That's what it
It
feels
does.
like with you.
It's a sister, divine design, not mine kind of friend. But here's what, when you get up and you just take the next best step, you find these people when you're rooted in the things you described. I'm telling you, as sure as I'm sitting here, God lends the people leads the people right to your life that you need, that are more of that good stuff. So what a perfect introduction to a friend of ours now who again, some people just feel like sunshine. You're one of them. And Christina Backnick is our new friend from Fairport Harbor. We were there a week ago today. We spent the weekend, and I'm going to pull up this picture of her. She is leading by example in that we just need to take the next best step. It was on her heart. Here she is. Look at my new beautiful friend. Beautiful from the inside out. From the second you meet her, you feel her spirit, Ruthie. And yeah, she's going to be your friend too. Watch. God weaves. Now watch him work. Okay, so you see that Free Spirit Bottle Shop is what she started. So she's a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, and just a good stuff soul. And I'll let her tell her story because she's here. She's joining us. She's awesome. She's a yes friend. I gave her like a 10-minute warning, and she's like, sure, taking my kid to band camp. And I had to open the store, but sure. I love her spirit. Here we go. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, sunshine. So do you want to give us the short, because I want to run Samantha, who's joining us actually in a bit, from out on a sailboat. Remember how she told you she's going to be out on that sailboat doing that? Yeah, learning like the watershed with all these other teachers. She's amazing. She said I can make her our adventure correspondent, but she's going to be joining us later. And she and I had just gone kayaking, had this beautiful plugged in weekend in Fairport. We're walking just by your door and it was open. The store was open. So we popped in. You can't, totally divine design. And we were blown away with what we heard. So I wonder if, Christina, are you okay if I just go ahead and run the interview we did with you, and then we're going to come back on the flip side and talk more? Does that work?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Let's do it. I was going to have you tell us our story, but it was so beautiful that it happened not by accident, that we happened to see you that day. Divine design, not mine. Let me just roll this.
Oh, and Christina, you're my new best friend, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
Oh, yay! Yay! I love
That's
it.
what Dawn
I
told
totally
me.
wasn't expecting this. This is just such a perfect day. Yes, thank you.
I'm excited.
I'm telling y'all, you're going to be so uplifted. Okay, so this was about a little less than a week ago when we met Samantha, Sam Shadler, and I, and met our new friend Christina Backnick from Free Spirit Bottle Shop in Fairport Harbor.
Okay, so my name is Christina Backnick.
Okay.
And I am the owner of Free Spirit Bottle Shop in Fairport Harbor. We opened officially November of last year. And before I go any further, I would like to say that today is my 3-year alcohol-free anniversary.
Praise God! Come on! God is so good. You are leading by example, our new friend.
Today.
I'm so proud of you. I have goosebumps. Sam, come on.
It's insane.
As if we couldn't love her more.
I know.
It's
It's amazing, and we're here.
I
to
know.
Celebrate you.
I just think it all kind of happened. It's all perfect. There's not a better way.
Divine design, not mine. That's what we call it.
Yes.
We couldn't have scripted
No
this.
way.
No way.
No.
And
it's
we
awesome.
will be friends. We can feel.
And I'm just so glad that I just think this was meant to be today. This is a gift for me. So thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
It's a celebration.
Oh my gosh, big time. Big
Oh,
time.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I decided I just didn't want alcohol in my life anymore, pretty much because it was just, it really just wasn't serving me. And I spent so much time thinking about how much better my life would be without it. And finally, I didn't set a date. I didn't announce to the world that I was going to quit drinking. I just quit. And I just took it a step at a time. And I just constantly played the tape forward. Every situation that I found myself in where I was like, oh man, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Birthday parties, deaths, celebrations, hard days at work.
Just sitting outside on the patio.
Yeah.
Anything, right?
Yeah, it was a lot. So like, I mean, it still is. And like, so, you know, and then every time I overcame it, then that became my addiction, right? That felt good. Like, just keep going. Why would you want to go back now? Like, and here I am. There's no way. 3 years ago, I would have laughed. Like, you could never do that. You can't go on a family vacation without drinking. Are you insane? Like, you know what? That's what adults
does that even
do.
look like?
That's what they've
Yeah,
always
right.
done. Like,
Right.
that's what they do.
Sure.
So, yeah, like I submerged myself in like the alcohol-free life. I followed a lot of like social groups and listened to a lot of stories, and I mean, I wanted something better for myself, but ultimately I know that there are a lot of people out there like me, and there's just such this stigma, but it's like, it's your life. Just make the change.
Yeah, you should make the change. You
Yeah.
should make the decision.
Yeah.
You should have the power to do that. But
Yeah.
I'm afraid too often we give in, but we don't even know why.
No.
Because it's just easier to say, yeah, I'll have a drink, than it is to say, no, you know what, I want to have this other option.
Yeah.
And so you're making it easy for them to have that other option.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is, and I'm sure they truly appreciate it. Really.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
I think the most rewarding thing about this place is just the people that I've met, and it seems like, and I'm really trying to create the space that's just comfortable for people to come in and like, you know, talk. It's cool, and I love it. It's the best.
And this is Free Spirit Bottle Shop. So you took it, not only you had so much success and so much positive reaction to your own discipline, yes, that you said, hey, how did this idea, the name Free Spirit Bottle Shop, and tell us where you stand now.
Oh gosh. The name, how I came up with the name, it didn't really take me that long. Like, I love the whole thought of a free spirit, right? Like, of course it's a play on words,
Yeah.
but
Sure.
and it's cute and kitschy, but like, just the thought of just being free, being who you are, like no matter what that looks like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to and be anybody else but yourself, you know. That's really where it's at. It really is. It's so
Preach, just preach. You're speaking
rewarding to be on the other side. I think, like,
And to help others get to that other side.
exactly.
Because you know you've taken it the extra step where it's not just about you and your journey, but you're helping others on their journey.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is, like, I've never owned a business before. I've always worked for someone else, you know, and I have like a few people in my life who are really trying to be there for me in that aspect, because it's really a hard thing to try to shift your mind, because now I'm making the decisions and I'm doing this and that, and I know what I really want to come through is my story, so that people can find me, like, and there will never be any judgment, or, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like people can relate, and so I have to do better at telling that story, even just in regular everyday occasions. I'd be a liar if I said that I didn't come home from work sometimes and be like, oh my God, a glass of wine would be fantastic, you know, but I don't, and there are things that I do to work past that, and I think that could be helpful to people, you know, so it's more than just like what I have here available, which is these are all really great things, and they really do help get you past those moments that, you know, you might, and by the way, everybody deserves to have something good in their cup. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Yeah.
And who knew
And
about
it
the
should make
alternatives?
no difference what's
Sure.
in your glass, as
Yes.
long as it's making you,
Yep.
you know, it really shouldn't. So that's the message too. Like, you can go out and have a great time, and you don't have to drink Coke or soda water. You know, you can have something else because you're an adult and you're special.
Yeah, I think that's so true.
Yeah.
But it's a mindset, and I feel like not, you know, you're trying to get people to understand that, and also other businesses, restaurants, bars,
Yes.
to offer what you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people want it, but if it's not offered at the bar, then what's their alternative?
Yeah, and so that's the next step too, and that's another thing. I think it's just because it's outside of my comfort zone. I'm not real sure, but I'm kind of dragging my feet. I've hit this roadblock. But that's really the next step. Is like I need to get in and talk to these restaurant owners, because what they don't understand is there's this hidden market of people. They don't even know they exist, because when they come in, they order what's on the menu. They order Coke, ginger ale, soda water. That's because that's what you have. So if you take the opportunity to purchase one bottle of liquor, whatever that is, and offer a mocktail of the month, see where it goes. See if you put it on the menu, chances are, I go to the Pompadour for that reason.
Yeah,
well, the food is, don't even get me started, but
they have 2 or 3.
yeah, they always have,
Yeah.
and it's the experience.
Right.
It's the experience of the drink.
It's the fancy glass
And the
top,
bubbles
yes,
and come on. It's
the
like,
garnishes and everything that goes
yeah,
with it.
I shut my eyes, and I actually probably appreciate the cocktail more now than I did before. I close my eyes and I breathe it in. It's like, that's what I want. I want that. I don't care about. I definitely don't want the hangover the next day, but I want that experience, and they do it so well. And I just think that the more people get on, and it's coming. It's coming. Like younger generations are not drinking alcohol the way that I do. But, my parents, my grandparents. It's just not. They're not. People are really taking a hard look at their health. I think during the COVID years, we really hammered home, staying home and getting, because there was nothing else to do, right?
Yeah.
And so now we're on the other side, and everybody's like
What's next?
working on making themselves better.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
This is what I hear from you. I hear authenticity. I hear vulnerability in your story and in sharing it. And I hear a classic, real, raw, genuine, authentic version of see the good in others, see the good in yourself. You first saw the worthiness of yourself, and then be the good for them. That's what you're doing, my friend. And I feel so honored to meet you. And just God bless you. And thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you so much.
So we meet Christina Bachnick at her Free Spirit Bottle Shop on the 3-year anniversary of her sobriety. Sam, I see you, by the way. Can you hear? Okay. I see Sam is backstage. So that was Sam who was with me that day, and she's going to join us live here in a second from her latest adventure. But just to recap, we meet Christina on her 3-year anniversary of her sobriety. Come on. That's a God thing. It could have been
Christina, you're
364
amazing.
other days, right, Ruthie?
Congratulations.
Could have been
Amen. I just
364
love your
other days.
story.
And we meet her in her what an encouragement she is to me, that she's stepping out in faith and the courage to have her own company, Free Spirit Bottle Shop, in which she offers alternatives, alcohol alternatives for other people who are walking the same walk and the same journey. So how awesome that we have Christina with us live here today again. Hello, Christina, you still there?
Yeah.
Yes. So again, I can't hear your story enough, Ruthie, as I'm listening to it, knowing you're so relating to that, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. I love, Christina, I love what you just shared. Thank you so much for your vulnerability, but also for just realizing like I'm all about this whole no, we don't have to look to some place or thing anymore to get our void filled, right? Like alcohol, whatever it is, right? Food, people, drugs, sex, all of that takes us away from the goodness of God and what he has in store for us. And you're like realizing like, yeah, of course it sounds great after work to escape to something. Now we know we don't have to do that anymore. We know where we can escape. The answer is far better doing it God's way than our way, right? Like that's at least what you inspired me when you just shared what you just shared, because that's how I want to live every day.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. It's so much better. It's so much, it seems maybe hard in the beginning because you want to do things your own way, right? Like that's just how we are. But when you surrender, it does get easier. And the little moments that just seem so hard, they do get easier. And then you just start to realize. And I mean, I'm just so grateful for the work that I've put in so far. I wouldn't have been able to do it alone. I know that. So yeah, yeah, I agree 100%.
Can I ask you a question, Christina? Like when you were 3 years ago, what happened that made you like what did God, I mean, I'm like, okay, I'm all about right God. I'm all about, okay, God speaking and he's always guiding and loving us and showing us his way. That's what I believe, right? What
Hmm.
happened that like made you see like I don't want to do this anymore? What was the, I mean, do you mind sharing? And if not, no
No,
worries.
yeah,
But
no, no. And I didn't have like a moment. I had several moments. I had several just, I mean, it was always on my mind. He wasn't going to let me not change my ways.
mm,
The alcohol was consuming my brain, taking up so much real estate in my mind in terms of like, okay, well, I'll go to the party, but I'll only have one glass of wine. Okay, so now I'm worried about counting how much I'm drinking. Okay, fine. Um, and then it was taking up so much space, and I know he was forcing me to think about it because I didn't have to. I could have just not cared how many drinks I had. I could have not cared that it was Sunday, and since I've been home from work on Friday, we had been to, 3 or 4 neighborhood parties and everyone's drinking. And now it's Sunday and I have to go back to work on Monday and I feel guilty because I didn't really use the time that I had. I wasted it. That's how I was feeling and so much guilt. Um, and so I think really, he really forced me to really look inward and think about it. And I knew what I had to do, you know, it just took some courage because then you just have to face everyone. And I think everyone assumes that there is a rock bottom or something terrible happened, and then all of a sudden, like you kind of were forced to change your ways. But thankfully, he got through to me before any of that happened. And I'm glad because I think that's also kind of like a good part of the story. Not good or better or anything like that, but I didn't have to hit like some sort of I didn't have a situation happen. I realized that there it didn't really deserve to have that much space in my brain. And now that it's gone, now that it's not there, it's amazing how much like your mind expands when you're no longer
mm,
concerned and worried about something like alcohol. Like now that I don't really look at it the way that I once did, I have so much room in my mind for new things and just thinking differently. And my whole perspective has changed, So if he hadn't like been up in my head and like challenging me, I don't know that I would have done it. But he kept going, and then therefore I took the step.
I love that.
Is she
I
not
mean,
speaking
honest,
our language, Ruthie? She is taking the extra
yes.
step. And I wrote something she said in the interview that I didn't catch till I just heard it. I played the tape forward, you said, Christina.
Mm, mm.
What a
Yeah,
visual that is. And
yeah.
so often we play it backwards, like regret
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
ooh, played the tape forward.
Yeah,
Maybe
that was something I read in a book. I've read several, so I can't remember which one it came from. And I know that I think it's a kind of common um, tactic to use, but really, and now I use it all the time. But thinking about, for instance, if I was going to a party and I knew alcohol would be there, I played the tape forward. Okay, well, there's going to be 2 endings to this. One, I'm going to leave the party with good memories, lots of laughter, have a great time, go home. I'm going to be clear headed and I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning feeling great. Or um, the other alternative, which be, I would likely drink and probably have too much and then go home and wake up the next day with a headache and regret and guilt and all of that kind of stuff. And I know for a fact that option 2 was just, you know, in the moment, it sounds like, oh yeah, having a glass of wine or whatever, it sounds like fun, but it just wasn't worth it to me. So playing the tape forward and visualizing myself on the other side both ways was really super helpful. And now I do it all the time. I do it like whenever I'm faced with something that's scary, whenever I, you know, start to have anxiety around something. Okay, take a break, time out, think about the outcome, and it just really helps me. It helps me get through those moments.
It's going to help other people get through those moments too. So if you're listening, if you take nothing from this, play the tape forward. Great forwards. We should make a bumper sticker. And also, you said you don't have to be anyone but yourself. There you go. And I would add maybe a third thing is to keep in, if you're feeling that calling on your heart, like knocking, lean into it. Even as uncomfortable as it may seem, like you just said, he wasn't going to leave you. Rest, you know? So lean into it. What is it that he has for good, to work all things together for good for those who love him and are called according to his purpose? There it is. Now, I see my friend Sam. First of all, thank you again. And can you stick with us? I know you have a business to run. Can you stick with us? Because we're going to bring in Sam. Here she is. Oh, my Sam. Hold on one moment, please. Let me get, I have to get off of this. Let's remove this. And
Wait, where
I
are you?
wish we had our Rich is on vacation. He's usually my Wizard of Oz behind the scenes. Here we go. I'm going to add her to the stage. Sam, I see you, but I can't get you up. Let me see. What's this? There you are.
There we go.
Aha, we did it. Hi, Sam.
Good morning. I have my friend here, Seth. He's the first mate on the inland sea. So I want to make sure I introduce him first.
I love this. So I'm going to put up a couple of pictures. Sam
Yep.
is Christina. She's your old friend too. Christina, you remember Sam?
Oh yeah.
Good morning, Christina.
Hi, Sam.
Yeah, and I don't know, Dawn, before you put up the pictures, if you
Yeah.
can see where we're coming from.
Ooh,
Oh
those are
my gosh.
better
Sutton's
than
Bay.
pictures. I'm just going to mute myself right now and tell us what you're doing.
Okay, so here we are. We're in Sutton's Bay. I'm standing in front of the inland seas. It's a beautiful morning. It's just amazing to be up and moving. We have lots going on. There's an organization called Inland Seas, and they offer a week-long program for teachers to come up to Sutton's Bay to work on the inland seas. Up there it is, you got it. This is a schooner, and Seth is going to talk to you a little bit about the ship or the boat itself. And they offer a week-long program for teachers to come up and learn all about weather and shipping and sailing, and also all about science and how it all relates to our beautiful Great Lakes. So right now we're in on Lake Michigan, and you can see all that. And then I'm going to let Seth talk to you a little bit about the boat.
Hi there. Yes, this is Inland Seas. She's part of the Inland Seas Education Association. They started a while back, and then 30 years ago, they were able to kind of put together funds they had always been operating with education on board vessels, getting out onto the lakes, taking kids out there to show them, like, get them an appreciation for the lakes, and then also show them what's living inside the lake and how people would affect it and what sort of impact that they can have on it and how it would impact their own lives. And then 30 years ago, they were able to get together some funds, and they commissioned their own vessel. So Inland Seas is the product of that, and they kind of built her tailored to their needs. She is a traditionally rigged schooner.
Okay, so do we have time, Dawn? Can I take you on a little tour of the schooner?
Absolutely. I would be so grateful. This is so cool. You know, we live vicariously through Sam Shadler. It's ridiculous. She's my yes friend.
You know,
Crazy
that's
the
what I
things you've
do.
done.
It's all about adventure in life, right? So this is the Inland Seas, and again, we're in Sutton's Bay on Lake Michigan, and I'll have Seth just tell you a few things about the boat itself.
Yeah, no, she, like I said, female schooner. She is built in mind of like education with the students on board, so she's kind of got a nice little flow to her. Also, we have a couple of things like extra davits and stuff that allow us to drop gear to be able to collect samples with the kids. Catching fish, collecting mud samples from the bottom of the lake and stuff like that. We also have, for our efforts, we have below decks. There's bunk space for 15 people to sleep on board, and we do overnight programs. with different groups, students and adults as well. And yeah, it's fun stuff.
So it's all about education here and learning and really getting kids to appreciate our Great Lakes, which is so important. And we
Yeah.
all are affected by different watersheds, and just the idea that not only students, but all of us really take care of our watersheds and know where our water is coming from. So this is the organization. It's called Inland Seas Education Association. And they
So
have this.
cool, Sam. So
Yes,
cool.
I know. I'm so glad I was able to share that with you this morning.
I'm so grateful that we are able to just a quick click in on this platform, and there we are with you, living vicariously through you. And so he mentioned how you guys sleep. Like this is this
Oh
is where
yeah,
you're
there you go.
uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's when are you coming back?
Actually late tonight. Yeah, really late tonight.
So we got you just in the nick of time to
Yes.
get in, to feel like we're almost like part of the experience. So I thank you
Yes.
so much.
Right.
You sent these pictures too, like just wow.
I
Wow.
know, it's so beautiful. And we
Oh,
have to keep our Great Lakes clean and beautiful so that we can enjoy them for generations to come.
and that picture speaks volumes to me. That speaks, doesn't it? It speaks like happy heart, happy soul, and
That's right. Pure
just
joy.
pure joy, and just living on the edge, showing up, saying yes, taking the next best step. That's what we want to share with anyone listening. And as always, we know that we're better together. We know that. So here's the challenge, everybody, as we say goodbye to Sam. Let me see if
Bye,
I can.
everyone.
I'm going to pull you back up here really quickly. We're going to say goodbye to Sam, and thank you to Christina Backnick and to my Ruthie Sprecher for joining us this morning. And as we head each of us away from the virtual gratitude table this morning, Sam, you can help me finish this. This is how we go out. We say, you know what, you guys, do your best to see the good in others and be the good for them. On your mark,
right.
get set.
Excellent. The good stuff.
No, on your mark, get set.
Oh, go.
Sometimes it's good to just dance.
Welcome to the Good Stuff Family Podcast. I'm Dawn Kendrick.
Sometimes it's good to just dance.
You've been listening to Dawn Kendrick's The Good Stuff Family Podcast. If you found inspiration here, would you click subscribe, follow, share as we grow our Good Stuff family tree? Check out thegoodstufffamily.com for links to all our social media platforms and for how you or your business could sponsor a story. The Good Stuff Family, reaching and touching hearts around the world by weaving families together one story at a time. On your mark, get set, let's go.
Well, I got a suggestion. Sometimes it's good to just dance. Come along